Being a dad isn't one job. It's all of them, all at once. Provider, protector, teacher, example, stability, patience, and strength. And you're expected to switch between them without hesitation. No one tells you how heavy that feels some days. I've got 4 children. A 21-year-old who's married and about to have her second baby. That's a whole different kind of responsibility. You stop being the centre of their world and you become the foundation behind it. I've got a 15-year-old who's trying to figure out who they are, watching, testing, absorbing everything that I say and everything that I don't. I've got a 5-year-old who is the size of a 10-year-old and still runs at me full speed. And a 4-year-old who genuinely believes that I can fix anything. And I stand in the middle of all that knowing one day they won't need me the same way. Now, here's a truth that most dads don't say out loud. There's fear in that. Not a fear of nappies or a fear of school runs. A fear of getting it wrong. A fear of passing down your own flaws. Fears that mistakes you made in your 20s, the selfishness, the immaturity, the wasted time. What if some of that leaks through? What if they inherit your weaknesses? And that thought hits harder than anything else. The strange thing about fatherhood is this. You're learning while they're watching. You don't get to become fully formed first. You're still working on yourself, still dealing with your past, still fixing parts of your character. And meanwhile, they're building theirs. And it's based partly on you. And that's pressure. There is another trap. You think that being a good dad means providing. Money, security, stability. And it does to a degree. But if you're not careful, you start measuring your worth in paychecks. You convince yourself that you're doing it for them, but you're never home. You're exhausted, short-tempered, distracted. And one day you realise that they didn't need a perfect provider. They needed a present father. And the realisation hurts if you're not careful. There are moments that stay with you. A look on their face when you're being impatient. A question you brushed off because you were tired. A time you were physically there but mentally somewhere else. Those moments linger because you know how quickly time moves. You've already seen how fragile life is and you don't get to assume you've got decades to fix it later. At some point, every dad asks himself this. What will they say about me when I'm gone? Not in a dramatic way, just honestly. Will they say he provided? Or will they say he was there? Those are two very different things. Fatherhood changes your priorities. It strips your ego. It forces reflection. And it exposes your weaknesses, if you let it. But it makes you better. Not because you suddenly become perfect, but because you become intentional. You choose your words more carefully. You control your reactions more deliberately. You apologise when you mess up and you admit when you're wrong. That's strength. Now, I watch my 21-year-old raising her children, and I see the cycle continuing. And I think, what did I give her? What patterns did I break? What patterns did I accidentally repeat? Fatherhood doesn't stop when they grow up. It evolves. I'm not there for her day-to-day life anymore, but if something breaks in the house, I'm the first person she calls. When you face something that reminds you that life isn't guaranteed, you feel fatherhood differently. You feel urgency. Not panic, urgency. To be better. To be steady. To be present. Because one day, you won't be. And what you leave behind won't be money. It'll be memory. Now, I won't get everything right. I won't always say the right thing. I'll mess up. I'll get tired. I will lose patience sometimes. But they will never question whether I cared. They will never question whether I showed up. Because being a dad isn't about being flawless. It's about being consistent. It's about staying. Even when it's hard. Even when you're still fixing yourself. To me, that's what it means to be a dad.